When we think of power in Qatar, many envision oil billionaires, kings in gold-stitched robes or armored limousines gliding through Doha's glittering skyline. But real power here is far more nuanced, often silent, often feminine. If you think the rulers of Qatar are only the men in thobes, it's time to look again, closer this time. Because the most transformative forces in the country today don't always wear crowns, they wear vision. These women are CEOs, philanthropists, cultural powerhouses, and reformists who are not just participating in Qatar's future, they're designing it. From education to technology, real estate to healthcare, these are the moments, and the women, that have redefined what it means to be a leader in the Arab world. Let's begin with 10 powerful, paradigm-shifting stories of the women who are transforming Qatar from within. 1. From preschool to Forbes. The rise of Sheikha. Anur bint Nawaf Al Thani Sheikha. Anur didn't plan to become a business icon. All she wanted was a better preschool for her child. But that moment led to the founding of Little Panda, a humble early learning center that blossomed into Alal Educational Holdings, now one of Qatar's most respected education enterprises, publicly listed on the Qatari Stock Exchange. Armed with degrees from the University of Minnesota and Aberdeen, Sheikha Anur could have climbed the corporate ladder abroad. Instead, she returned home to plant the seeds of a national education revolution. Her goal was simple but radical. Don't just teach children, build the next generation of Qatari leaders. Today, she's on Forbes's list of the most powerful businesswomen in the Middle East, but what she values most is a handwritten note from one of her first students, now studying at Stanford. Because for her, power isn't in profit, it's in progress. 2. The billion-dollar art whisperer, Sheikha Al-Mayasa bint Hamad Al Thani. You may never hear her give a TED Talk. You might not see her on a fashion magazine cover. But when Sheikha Al-Mayasa makes a decision, the global art market listens. The daughter of the former emir and a Duke University alumna, Al-Mayasa chairs Qatar museums and commands a personal art acquisition budget exceeding $1 billion. She was behind the $250 million purchase of Cézanne's The Card Players, at the time the highest price ever paid for a painting. But her acquisitions aren't just decorative, they're declarations. Each one builds Qatar's identity as not just a Gulf state of wealth, but a beacon of culture, bridging East and West. While others hoard collections, she curates a legacy that makes Qatar the heartbeat of global artistic conversation. 3. The tech oracle, Lana Al-Kuwari. If Al-Mayasa is the queen of soft power, then Lana Al-Kuwari is Qatar's signal bearer, literally. Once a quiet software engineer, today she is the CEO of Microsoft Qatar, orchestrating the country's digital evolution. Her decisions ripple across every sector, from 5G networks and AI to cloud security and smart cities. Whether she's meeting with global executives or coding behind closed doors, Lana leads with precision, wrapped in grace. She's not just disrupting the male-dominated tech industry, she's redefining it. Her wedding, a spectacle of haute couture and global florals, wasn't about glam. It was a statement. Modern women can be elegant and powerful, stylish and strategic, mothers and moguls. 4. The city builder, Sheikha Hanadi bint Nasser Al Thani. Imagine a woman who doesn't just invest in property, she builds entire cities. With a net worth surpassing $1.1 billion, Sheikha Hanadi is the founder of Al Wab City, a sustainable urban development at the heart of Doha. But her greatest projects aren't measured in concrete. She funds hospitals, scholarships, and women's empowerment programs, reshaping what wealth means in a region where legacy often overshadows vision. As CEO of Nasser bin Khalid Group, a conglomerate spanning luxury cars, construction, and finance, she isn't merely participating in Qatar's economy. She's directing its future. Her ethos? Real estate should reflect dreams, not just demand. 5. The Iron Minister, Dr. Hanan Mohammed Al-Kuwari. While the world fawned over royal balls and billion-dollar art, Dr. Hanan was in the ICU, adjusting ventilators. As Qatar's Minister of Public Health and former CEO of Hamad Medical Corporation, she led one of the most efficient COVID-19 responses on Earth. Within 72 hours of the outbreak, she had mobilized thousands of staff, launched nationwide testing, and set up field hospitals. Her leadership didn't come from titles, it came from grit. With a master's in health management from the University of Wales, she's digitized patient records, revolutionized access for migrant workers, and made Qatar's public health system one of the region's best. In a crisis, she doesn't manage systems, she saves lives. 6. The scientist of tomorrow, Dr. Ibtihaj Kachi, CEO of Sidra Medicine. A doctor, a researcher, a pioneer. Dr. Ibtihaj doesn't come from royalty, yet she leads Sidra Medicine, Qatar's premier pediatric and women's hospital. Under her leadership, Sidra has used AI to diagnose rare diseases, 3D printed organs for high-risk surgeries, and established Harvard-level training programs. To her, healthcare isn't just treatment, it's a national investment in the future. At Sidra, the child of a migrant worker and a minister, both receive the same care. That's not just equality, it's evolution. 7. The silent networker. Noor Al-Suwaidi, CEO of Ooredoo Telecom. Every message you send, every call you make in Qatar flows through infrastructure designed by Noor Al-Suwaidi. From the engineering desk to the executive boardroom, she climbed the ladder, not with noise but with numbers. As CEO of Ooredoo, she led the rollout of 5G networks during a global supply crisis, ensuring zero dropped calls during the Asian Games. Her calm, precise leadership has turned Ooredoo into Qatar's digital spine. She doesn't lead panels on women in tech, she leads the technology itself. 8. The financial architect, Alanud bint Hamad Al Thani. Born into privilege, Alanud could have taken the easy route. Instead, she chose to start at the bottom and earn her way into power. Today, she's one of Qatar's most influential figures in finance and economic reform. A graduate in international business, she focused her attention on diversifying Qatar's economy beyond oil, channeling investments into startups, real estate, and tech innovation. Alanud isn't just growing wealth, she's growing opportunity. For her, finance is a tool not to dominate, but to democratize. 9. The classroom revolutionary, Aisha bint Faleh Al Thani. Aisha doesn't construct towers, she builds futures. As founder of Al Faleh Educational Holding, she's the intellectual architect of Qatar's modern education system. Her philosophy? Education isn't about memorizing, it's about questioning. She introduced STEM-based curricula, student-led learning, and critical thinking from grade school onwards. To Aisha, teaching a child to disagree respectfully is planting the seeds of democracy. In her words, oil makes a country rich, but education makes it strong. 10. The soft power sovereign, Sheikha Jawahir bint Hamad Al Thani. And finally, the woman who may not speak often, but when she enters a room, the world listens. Sheikha Jawahir, Queen Consort of Qatar and wife of Amir Sheikh Tamim, is the embodiment of quiet power. With elegance, diplomacy, and cultural leadership, she has redefined what it means to be a modern royal. She supports art programs, scholarships, and silent diplomacy across Europe, crafting Qatar's image not through speeches, but presence. Draped in silk, fluent in 5 languages, and respected from Paris to the UN, she proves that real queens don't need microphones. Their actions echo louder. A new definition of power. These 10 women are not anomalies. They are the new blueprint for leadership in the Middle East. Women who are not only participating in their nation's future, but who are commanding it. They teach us that grace is not weakness, and ambition is not arrogance, that a mother can lead a corporation, that a doctor can shape national policy, that a woman in a headscarf can be more powerful than any crown. They are shifting narratives, building legacies, and proving one vital truth. In Qatar, true power no longer belongs to just the throne. It wears heels, lab coats, coding glasses, and sometimes nothing more than a determined gaze. So if you've ever questioned what power looks like in the Middle East, look again. It looks like her.